Dad Doesn't Need a Cape by Arellano. My dad is a superhero, but he doesn't wear a cape. He wears scrubs and a mask to catch germs that could escape. Dad works by many people who may have to cough or sneeze, and he always checks their lungs to listen for a wheeze. My dad is a superhero, but he doesn't wear a cape. Instead, he carries bandages to cover someone's scrape. He stays alert and keeps close watch on each one of his patients, and answers every time they call with friendly smiles and patience. My dad is just like Spider-Man, but he doesn't cling to walls. Instead, he walks so quickly up and down the halls. My dad is just like Batman, fighting off those mean bad guys. But these are villains we can't see with just our human eyes. Do you know the ones I mean, like strep, staph, and E. coli? Dad practices detective skills to investigate all symptoms. With intellect and technology, he assesses the body's systems. My dad is a superhero, but he doesn't wear a cape. He helps minds and bodies to remain in healthy shape. Dad listens to his patients with an open mind and heart, makes certain that their details are up to date in the chart. With his special pen light, Dad checks out ailing eyes, offers helpful medicine to fight pained grimaces and sighs. My dad is much like Superman without the power to fly. Instead, he uses compassion, wipes tears if his patients cry. Dad brings water and medicine as support to each of the rooms. He even offers to open closed drapes so the flowers may bloom. Dad uses the handy mnemonic rice when he's treating sprains, splints, and elastic bandages for those who have muscle strains. Mnemonic is a cool pattern of letters or ideas that help you to remember something. Rice, rest, ice, compress, elevate. He often uses this cool chart to assess for someone's pain. My dad is a superhero, but he doesn't wear a cape. Instead, his tools are gauze, gloves, saline, and medical tape. He looks after his patients with bruises and deep wounds that sometimes even will suggest how they can be well groomed. When he comes home from work after saving lives all day, Dad heads straight to our shower before he and I can play. He says by all means he will always keep us safe. My dad is a superhero. He doesn't need a cape.